Hi, this is Leslie Burns again, just talking about event planning and some of the paperwork. Let's talk about paperwork. Paperwork is a very important thing when it comes to event planning. Oftentimes, people get caught up in um, very informal agreements, and that is just simply not the best way to do business. With event planning, you should have a firm understanding of what your client needs and what their expectations are for the event. So, when you are first meeting with your client, you should be taking notes. Something that you're writing, it doesn't have to be shorthand for every word that they utter, but it should be at least a general sense of their feeling for the event, the duration, when they expect it to take place, what they would like it to look like. Just write down their words verbatim of what it is they're telling you, so that when you're not in their presence later, you can try to recall the details of what they were telling you was important to them. Then, at a later point, once you guys have sat down and the agreement has been made that you are doing the job for them, there should be a written agreement between you that outlines, you, the client, are preparing an event for them of this nature, and these are the expectations, and for that time, those services, this is what you will be paid and how you will be paid and when you will be paid. And everybody should sign off. You sign it, the client, however many of them there are, signs it, and the client means the decision maker and or the person making the payment, because ultimately those are the people who are going to say that you either did or did not do what their expectation was. And so you want to make sure that you fulfill that and all the parties are at the table with the initial discussion. Anything that changes later should be written on the agreement as a change and initialed by all parties. So this way, there's no misunderstanding. Oh, you originally asked for red linens, you're changing that now to blue linens. Okay, everybody is signing off as a witness saying, yes, we understand that from this point forward, we're now working with blue linens. So that's an example of how you would handle a change. Payments, it's up to you and your client. Very rarely would you wait until the event has ended for full payment. Most times people are either paying in full or paying in installments going forward. Installments are just payments, and it depends on how many and how often you want to be paid or how often you would need to be paid. Oftentimes clients want the contracts with the caterer and the hotels in their name. That's best for you because they are liable. However, oftentimes it is difficult for an event planner to put the contract in the client's name, because then a little control is released and the contract tells the third party, which is the caterer or the hotel, that they are now dealing with your client and not necessarily dealing with you. So there's kind of a double-edged sword either way you go with it, but it is best if you can get the client to pay you direct and you handle everything for them. But then that means putting contracts in your name, and you talk to every event planner and you're going to get a different story. Everybody does things differently, so just find out how that's going to work best for you. The agreement, though, should be in writing, and everyone should have a copy, and any changes as they are done should be signed off, new copies distributed to everyone, and this way there's less of a chance of misunderstanding later. So we have our contract. We also have a client proposal. Now the client proposal is a little different because that is your, I want to say, quote or promise to the client. Hey, if they ask, let's say for a kid's party, 5-year-old birthday party, your proposal would say, dear client, or something like this at the beginning, proposal to the client for Jared's 5th birthday party to take place on the 5th of January 2015 at 1 o'clock. And this party will consist of one clown and a birthday cake and a DJ, and during that time we will have a horse and pony ride for an hour, and children will have to pay separately $5 for the ride. Also, event planner will handle pin the tail on a donkey party game for the client. And for this, the client will pay the party planner $200. That's just an example, and of course those numbers are out of line with what would need to be charged, but that's an example of what your proposal would say. Once the client reads that and says, oh, this is great, I love it, I would love to hire you, and I definitely want you to plan Jared's 5th birthday party. Now we move from the proposal to the contract, because the contract is different than the proposal in that it tells everyone, okay, we have agreed to the terms of the proposal that this 5th birthday party will be planned, and here are the conditions. You will pay it this way, the arrangements will be done. If for some reason anyone is dissatisfied, here is what we will do. And then party planner or event planner is responsible for cleanup or not whatever the agreement is. That's what goes into the contract, and everybody signs off, and then of course the party takes place, you look like a star, and payment is made, and you move on to the next job. So that is what the contracts and the proposals do for you and for your client. If you have any further questions or need to know anything else, please reach out to me at lesliecburns.com. Thank you.